If you haven't yet planned your 2026-2027 Greece trip, then this video is for you. Welcome to part one of our 2-week perfect itinerary series, where we are going to break down a couple of different itineraries for you. We spent 2 months in Greece last year and absolutely fell in love with this country. We have traveled over 11 Greek islands now and also Athens, and we have so many good tips and the perfect routes that you should take if you're considering a trip yourself. So before I dive in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on part 2 and part 3 as well. And of course, if you have any questions along the way, make sure you drop them in the comments and we'll get back to you. Let's dive in. So when you arrive, you're most likely going to arrive in Athens, and we definitely recommend staying here for a couple of nights. We stayed for 3 nights and it was perfect, but you could at least stay for 2 if that's all you've got time for. Athens is such a cool, vibrant city, and it is so rich with history. We stayed in a small area called Kolonaki, and we absolutely recommend. It's kind of hip and kind of trendy, awesome cafes. It's walking distance to all of the sites and cool restaurants that you want, and it also just felt really safe. Some other things that you can do in Athens is definitely go and see the Acropolis and the Parthenon, but our biggest tip here is go early. We went when it opened at like 8 o'clock, I think, and it was right before the heat of the day was starting because we went in the thick of summer as well, but there was already so many people lined up. So go early, maybe like half an hour before it opens so that you get a good spot, because it can get really, really busy. Other than that, you can also see the Acropolis Museum. You can walk around the beautiful streets of the old town of Plaka. And then we're also going to put a big list of restaurants and cafes and also some cool rooftop bars here on the screen that we absolutely recommend checking out. One other really cool thing you can do is head to Lake Vougliameni. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is about 50 minutes outside of Athens. We actually caught a bus and a train there, and it was super easy to get there, but it is stunning. It's this beautiful lake with a massive cliff. There's a restaurant there. You can buy a day pass to swim and sunbake and get sunbeds and all of that, but we just had a meal and it was definitely worth the trip. Just make sure you don't skip Athens and don't rush it. It is the perfect place to either start or end your trip and to shake off the jet lag. Your next stop is going to be Milos, and this is one of our favorite Greek islands in the Cyclades. There are 2 ways that you can get to Milos. You can actually fly. Milos does have a small airport, so you can fly from Athens, but we would recommend actually taking a ferry. It is super easy to organize. You can organize on Ferry Hopper, also Ferry Scanner, and I think the ride was around 3 hours. Now, keep in mind, check the weather. We went on a super bumpy day and the ferry from Athens to Milos was so unbelievably shaky. Everybody was spewing up all around us and it just wasn't very nice. So our biggest tip is to check the weather, and if you can, try and ride on a day that is not windy so that your boat is nice and still. But once you get to Milos, honestly, any sort of ride is absolutely worth it. It is a beautiful, beautiful little island. It's really quintessential Greece. It's small. It's not much of a party island here. So things do close up around that 9 o'clock, 10 p.m. at night. So if you are wanting to party, Milos is probably not your vibe, but it is perfect for couples. It is perfect for girls' trips. It is perfect for families as well. We stayed in Plaka and absolutely recommend it. It was a cute little old village. It's got awesome restaurants, awesome bars and cafes as well. And it's quite central to things. We probably would also recommend hiring a car or a scooter whilst you're in Milos. There are buses, but for ease and convenience to get around the beaches and the fishing villages, a car or a scooter is definitely going to be a lot easier for you. Some things you can do here is definitely check out Sarakoniko Beach. This is also called Moon Beach because it actually looks like a moon. You've probably seen it all over Instagram, but this is when you can go cliff jumping and it is absolutely stunning. We also recommend doing a non-licensed boat tour here. We organized it through this company here and they were fantastic. We hired it for half the day and drove around the island, and you don't actually need a boat license. They teach you how to do it right before you go. They give you a quick lesson and then you're off on your own, and it was absolutely fantastic. We brought food with us, and it's just a really cool way to explore all of the beaches that you can't get to by foot. Definitely check out Kleftiko, Sigrado, and Friroplaka beaches. And like I said, some of those you can only access by boat. Some other things that you can do is check out the really cute fisherman villages. You've probably seen these all over social media as well. They are the cute little colorful boxes, and there's sometimes restaurants and things along there too. So Klima and Mandrakia are awesome, and definitely check them out. And then lastly, a big tip is go and have a drink at Utopia Cafe in Plaka. It is so cute. It opens at 6 p.m, but if it's peak season, you probably have to get there at 5:30 p.m. to line up and get a spot, but it is absolutely worth it. One of the most beautiful sunsets on the whole entire island. Next up, you're you're going to head to Naxos for around 3 nights as well. Now, Naxos is the biggest island in the Cyclades, and there is so much to do here. Honestly, we really loved it because it felt like it had a lot more local vibes. Like the locals were out and about, there was lots of people working there, and it was honestly some of the most amazing food that we had in all of our Greece trip. I cannot stress enough. You have to go to this restaurant called Tuonliko. It was the most amazing moussaka that we have ever had. And also the main town, Kora, is where we would recommend staying. It's not walkable to the beaches, but it has everything at your fingertips. Awesome cafes, awesome restaurants. It's got the bus station so that you can easily get around the island as well. And it had an awesome gym. Honestly, Naxos had the best mixture between beaches, mountains, and villages. There was so much to do and see there. One thing that you have to do whilst you're there, if you do love hiking, is climb Mount Zas. This is the tallest point in the Cyclades. We got up at 5 in the morning, I think, and drove a ATV ourselves all the way to the top of the mountain. I think that took about 45 minutes from Kora, which is where we were staying, and we just made it up in time for the sunrise, and it was absolutely stunning. But like I said, there is so much to do and see on Naxos. If you want beaches, then we would recommend Agios Anna and also Plaka. These are massive, long stretches of beaches, and they're great for families because it's really shallow water. Also, one really cute village that you should visit when you're there is Halki. This is super cute, and you can spend an afternoon there, have some lunch, get some gelato, and the streets are just so cute to walk around. You'll absolutely love it. Once you've finished up exploring Naxos, you're going to jump on another ferry and head to Paros, or better yet, you can split your time between Paros and Antiparos. Now, if you want a bit of a bougie vibe, if you want awesome nightlife, then definitely head to Paros. This island is kind of known for the dinner parties at 11 p.m. where you're kind of standing on the tables and throwing up the towels, but on a lesser version than like Mykonos or Ios, which are the really party islands. So yeah, if you want a bit of a party, if you love nightlife, then Paros is definitely the way to go. We would recommend staying in Nawasa if you're there. That's kind of the hit place, and there's so much to do and see there. Otherwise, you can also head to Antiparos. We loved Antiparos. You can jump on a ferry and just go 5 minutes across the water and you're there. It is so much smaller, so much more peaceful, amazing vibe, cute little towns, and they also have this awesome cave that you can explore. I can't remember the name of it, but we will pop it on the screen here. It is so deep and just so awesome. So we definitely recommend checking out Antiparos. It is definitely one of the most underrated islands in the Cyclades. We will also just put some recommendations of some restaurants that we really enjoyed there in Paros. Amazing food as well, so go and check these out. So that takes up around 10 to 11 days of your trip so far. For the remaining 3 or so days, I have 2 different options for you. Option 1 is to just stay in the Cyclades and explore more of the islands that I've just mentioned. So stay a bit longer, take your time a bit more, and allow yourself to have that time to explore some more towns or just lounge by the beach if you want to. Option number 2 though is if you do have a bit more time, or if you're wanting to see a bit of a different kind of island and island's landscape, I would recommend hopping on a flight from Paros and heading to Cyclades. Cyclades is so well known for the Mumma Mia movie, so if you are a lover of Mumma Mia, you will absolutely adore Cyclades. We had 10 days here and it was fantastic. It is also one of our favorite Greek islands. Cyclades is part of the Sporades along with Skopolis, and again, like I said, if you love Mumma Mia, this is where most of the movie was filmed, so you can do tours, you can see all of the filming locations, and it's just so much fun. It is also just so much more green than the Cyclades, so there's awesome landscapes and it's beautiful. The reason we love Cyclades is because it has one main town, and that's where everything is happening. It's got the bars, it's got the restaurants, it's got awesome nightlife. Winter Central Greece, it is stunning, amazing food, and it's just a really fun vibe. So that's kind of where all of the action is happening. And then if you want to explore the more quiet beaches, you can hire a car or jump on a bus and do the tours or just explore more of the island. But we kind of loved it because we didn't have a car for the most part, and we could kind of just stay in the one town and walk around, and everything that you needed was at your doorstep. Then after you're done exploring Cyclades or the other parts of the Cyclades, you can either catch a ferry back to Athens or fly, depending on where you are. Now, if you are tossing up between flying versus ferries, then I would definitely check out Ferry Scanner and Ferry Hopper first to see what the ferries are like like and if they are available, or you can jump on Skyscanner as well and see the available flights. And then make your decision depending on the price of the flight and also the time that it's going to take you. Just be mindful though, when you are booking flights, if you're booking them from island to island, most of them do have to go through Athens, so you can end up spending a lot more time in travel and in transit compared to catching ferries. So that is a wrap for part 1 of our perfect 2-week itinerary series, exploring the Cyclades and then also some of the sporades. Again, if you have any questions, drop them below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for part 2 and part 3 coming up soon, and come follow us on Instagram here, where we are a lot more active day to day, and we do regular weekly question boxes, so you can come and ask us questions about your trip in a bit more detail. All right guys, see you soon.